People have to understand. You have to see Mike the way he trained. He trained, I will exactly the same way the new generation trains, sometimes more than that. So it's no news for me. I was expecting to see Mike at least fight two more times. This is what we're looking for. And then when we hear about Jake, we say, man, Mike can fight against anyone.
Jake Paul has just issued a knockout warning to Mike Tyson just after Tyson revealed his training footage. This clash, a fusion of youthful vigor and seasoned expertise, has ignited conversations far and wide. Now, let's take a step back to a year ago, when Joe Rogan and Tyson engaged in a conversation about the possibility of a Paul challenge. Rogan pondered whether such a move was brash or merely confident.
Because you talked to me on the podcast before, the first time you came on, and you said, I can't even work out. Because if I work out, my ego will get excited.
But I did this told, and this told, I said, you gotta do it. I said, you have to do it.
The told told you.
You have to.
The DMT told you time to fight.
You have to do it.
Wow.
I lost the weight. And then it turned into a fiasco. And then the young guy, Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he got involved in. And that's how the birth of Jake Paul became.
When you get challenged by someone who's a guy like a Jake Paul, does that piss you off?
Tyson's composed reaction back then stands in sharp juxtaposition to the spectacle unfolding today. How did we transition from mere podcast musings to the confirmation of an epic showdown?
No, it doesn't. I think it's awesome.
You think it's awesome?
Yeah, I think it'll piss me off. I think it's cool.
You think it's cool? That's awesome. That's awesome that you handle it that way. Because, like, in a way, I mean, it's kind of insulting. It's brave, it's bold of him, but it's like, Jesus Christ, there's levels to this world.
In the past, Jake Paul made waves with his bold suggesting the immense potential for spectacle and earnings in a potential bout with boxing legend Mike Tyson. Nevertheless, Mike Tyson remained unperturbed by the prospect of such an occurrence. He expressed that he would find it rather complimentary. Tyson elaborated on his realization of the importance of not taking oneself too seriously, noting that excessive self-importance can lead to alienation from others.
Let me know what I found out. This good gentleman, he was a mayor in this town in the Midwest, right? And I talked to him before, and he was one of those stern guys. He always got the bills paid, always got your lights on, always got everything right and perfect, but he didn't have a good personality. And he almost lost to a guy that didn't do anything. He shitted on people's taxes, he messed it, but he hung out with the people. He smoked cigarettes with them, he drank with them, he ate with them, he hang out on their porch with them.
Yeah.
And that's when you learn you can't take yourself too serious.
Nevertheless, a lingering concern revolves around the safety of Mike Tyson as he prepares to face off against a boxer 3 decades his junior. As this scenario materializes, the stakes escalate dramatically for Mike, a sentiment echoed by Dr. Stephen Hughes in The Conversationist. He points out a subdural hematoma can occur, leading to confusion, loss of consciousness, neurological disability, or even death. Hughes underscores the vulnerability due to Tyson's past, noting, in older individuals, brain shrinkage makes the bridging veins more susceptible to rupture. This dire alert underscores the looming repercussions of the bout as Tyson re-enters the ring, conspicuously devoid of headgear protection. While certain quarters have voiced reservations regarding Tyson's age, the stamp of approval from Tyson's former trainer, Teddy Atlas, has given the event a resounding endorsement. During a recent interview with pro boxing fans, the esteemed trainer commended both Paul and Tyson for orchestrating the match. Speaking about the upcoming fight, Atlas proudly announced, "I am actually a fan of Jake Paul's. I like him because he has not disrespected my sport." The veteran ESPN commentator boasts over 5 decades of experience in the sport, yet he views Paul's decision to challenge Tyson as anything but disrespect. Instead, he showers the 27-year-old boxer with accolades and admiration. Justifying Paul's place in the boxing community, Atlas claimed he busted his backside training doing what he had to do to learn the best he could learn. The boxing trainer didn't forget Paul's bouts against MMA fighters, suggesting they might not have been purely a striker. Obviously, they were UFC champions, but they were champions. Atlas even highlighted that Paul isn't scared of giving people what they want. He fought a fighter everyone wanted, Tommy Fury, and he lost in a competitive way. On the other hand, regarding Mike Tyson, Atlas described what he thinks is the reason Iron Mike accepted the fight. Tyson's been a legend. He's probably thinking, this is for all the old-timers, all the old champions. This is for the old school. While Atlas claims, "It's interesting, I give them both credit," he isn't the only one talking about the impending clash. In the midst of the fervor surrounding the upcoming bout, Johnny Walker, the renowned Brazilian mixed martial artist dominating the UFC light heavyweight division, shared his perspective on the impending showdown. With an air of assurance, Walker hinted at his belief that the fight was orchestrated primarily for promotional purposes. He said, "I actually think that the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight is a very good smart marketing fight." Walker emphasized that this presents an excellent chance for them to earn a profit. Both will make a lot of money. Good for Mike. He deserves it. He went as far as proposing that the altercation could potentially serve as an exhibition match. However, according to a report by Ariel Helwani on MMA Hour, indications point towards the contest being sanctioned as a professional bout by the Texas Boxing Commission.
I'm still kind of digesting all of this because unlike Rick, I kind of liked the path of like beating up a bunch of no-namers and let's see how far this can take us until we get to some real fights. Now, there are some people who hated that, and I thought it was interesting that people were saying that first he's a novice and now they're saying he's going to kill Mike Tyson. Well, which one is it? And it just seems like he can do no right as far as the types of matchups that he's getting. He's either fighting the traditional matchup that you're fighting at 8-1.
In addition, some critics argue that this matchup presents a lose-lose scenario for Paul while simultaneously disrespecting the storied legacy of Tyson as a boxing legend. Chael Sonnen, a seasoned UFC fighter, entertains doubts about the possibility of this bout materializing. Sonnen remarked on the significant societal standing achieved by Tyson and Paul, emphasizing their potential to bring substantial attention to the sport of boxing. Sonnen said, "There are things within an industry that we would never reveal. You never expose the business. It's becoming harder and harder because there are very few things that aren't exposed. If that comes out and it makes head waves, the balloon that is this fight just gets popped." He noted that while Tyson may have once been hailed as a legend and virtually unbeatable, the landscape has shifted, with younger contenders now capable of agile and dynamic movement in various directions. Shawn Porter, too, harbored suspicions about the sudden organization of the event. In the latest episode of the Porter Way podcast, he delved into his lack of enthusiasm for the upcoming exhibition match between the 27-year-old influencer and the 57-year-old boxing veteran. Among the niche of boxing enthusiasts, he stands out as one of the skeptics, harboring suspicions that this fight could be nothing more than a staged spectacle. Porter declared, "I'm not excited, and that's why I don't think. The fight is happening. I think for something like this to happen, it takes more than 4 to 5 days to make something like this happen." Just recently, a captivating conversation between Shannon Sharpe and Chad Johnson on Nightcap, shared by MVP, added to the hype surrounding the event. Could it be that Sharpe and Johnson's commentary is injecting a fresh angle into the ongoing story, catching the attention of MVP?
Mike Tyson hit you with that uppercut and hit you like Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Remember Rock'em Sock'em Robot?
Yeah. I like what Jake has done. He's been in the ring with some competition, but none to the likes of what Mike has been able to do.
No.
Like
He's
that.
a professional. He's retired,
Hey.
but he still got skills.
Listen, even at 57, even at 58, if you watch Mike train, you already know that's hell to deal with. Even for a younger Jake, who is very polished now, and he's been doing it for a long time and taking it extremely serious. I love Jake. You just got to be able to keep your distance, keep that jab out there. And I guarantee you, I don't think Mike is going to do it.
Finding a similarity between Mike Tyson's uppercut and the toy and game Rock'em Sock'em Robots, Shannon Sharpe said, "Mike Tyson hit you with that uppercut and hit you like Rock'em Sock'em Robot. Remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots?" Chad Johnson threw in his 2 cents. While Jake Paul has dabbled in boxing for a while now, it pales in comparison to the monumental achievements of Mike Tyson throughout his nearly 2-decade-long career. Sharpe amusingly remarked that it's been quite a stretch since Tyson hung up his gloves. Nevertheless, the prowess of Iron Mike continues to assert its dominance. He's a professional, he's retired, but he still has skills. Chad Johnson suggests that Mike Tyson may not bring the same level of pressure he once did during his prime. In such a situation, Jake Paul could find an advantage by keeping a distance and utilizing his jab effectively. However, if Tyson chooses to unleash his offensive prowess, Paul could find himself overwhelmed. Chad Johnson said, "I love Jake. You just got to be able to keep your distance. Keep that jab out there. And if Mike, I guarantee you, I don't think Mike is going to do it." Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo, the UFC legend and close confidant of Mike Tyson, has divulged that the former heavyweight champion is poised to pocket approximately $20 million in his upcoming bout against Jake Paul. Cejudo purportedly revealed Tyson's expected earnings for the event. He said, "I mean, you know what I respect, Uncle Mike, but it obviously takes 2 to tango. I feel like there is probably a really good payday for Mike. He's probably going to wind up making close close to about 20 mil, and he's about to turn 58 years old. Literally, Jake is 27 and Mike is 57. Despite his reservations about the fight, Cejudo recalled his time with Tyson during the preparation for the Roy Jones Jr. fight, highlighting Tyson's discipline, changes in mood during training. He added, "I don't like it, but I was with Mike when he was getting ready for his Roy Jones Jr. fight. This dude is disciplined. He gets moody when he's in fight camp and doesn't smoke as much. He runs every day at 5 o'clock in the morning. If there's anybody super ferocious who can potentially put this dude out, it is Mike." The decision regarding whether Paul and Tyson will don headgear for their upcoming bout remains shrouded in uncertainty, as they advocate for it to be recognized as a professional contest. However, the Texas Commission retains ultimate authority over this issue. Despite Tyson's staunch support for Paul since his foray into boxing, the influencer has boldly declared his intention to knock out Iron Mike. Paul said, "Whether you're Team Paul or Team Tyson, or whether you're a lifelong boxing fan or watching your first fight, you're not going to want to miss this event. I have a chance to prove myself against the greatest heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man on the planet, and the most dangerous boxer of all time." Meanwhile, Tyson Fury just expressed his views on the Paul versus Mike Tyson match, considering it beneficial for the sport of boxing. He highlighted the unique pairing of a boxing legend and a YouTube personality who has significantly impacted the sport. Fury said, "I think it's fantastic for boxing. You've got a legend, and you've got a YouTube boxer who's come into the game and blew it up. Who am I to say Mike Tyson or Jake Paul shouldn't be boxing? Good luck to them. They're both gonna make a ton of money." He noted Mike Tyson's age and his past as the undisputed heavyweight champion, and contrasted this with Jake Paul's background as a newcomer to boxing from a career in online entertainment. Fury added, "Okay, the guy's 57, but he's the former undisputed heavyweight king. The other guy plays on his computer for a living and came into boxing a year ago. It's a pretty even match. People say it, but I bet they still watch it." As the fight approaches, all eyes will be on how these two distinct personalities and athletes converge in the ring, setting the stage for an event that could redefine boxing entertainment. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos.